What's going on, guys? Stevie from the Masters here, and today we're going to test some horsepower mods down at Injection Connection. So most of you guys, when you start working on your cars, you also want to know how to make some easy horsepower. And so you get online, you start typing in how to make horsepower, and someone says, do K&N, do an exhaust, do all these things, throttle body spacer, but there's no numbers to back up why you should use them. So today we're going to test some of these mods. So the first thing is we're going to do a regular filter versus a K&N to see if it's even worth actually going to a different kind of filter. So let's get started. So first up is the paper filter here. That is the stock filter. Okay, that's what most of you are going to start out with. And we're using the Purolator Pure 1. And just in case you have a 5.0, this is the serial number. Once we test that, we'll move on to a K&N filter and see where we are. So we just ran the paper filter, and our max power is 150, and our max torque is 224. I've just swapped in the K&N air filter, so our box is ready to go. And we're going to rev up the dyno and start test number 2. Alright guys, so we just ran the K&N test and we gained 5 horsepower and 3 foot-pound of torque. Now if you look here at the graph, the line starts to separate here at about 3 grand, and that's when you start to see that horsepower increase. So in the lower RPM, between 2 and 3, you don't really see that much. So just to satisfy your curiosity, we're going to take the K&N filter out. We're not going to put a filter back in, and we're going to see how much does a filter even change horsepower and numbers and intake. So right now we're just letting the truck cool down for 10 minutes. We'll get back on it and we'll give you those numbers. All right guys, so here we are. We ran the no filter test, and it's 152 horsepower and 220 foot-pounds of torque. So it actually went down. Isn't that crazy? You would think if you remove the filter that you would gain more horsepower, but I was talking with the dyno tech here, and he actually said that happens quite often. People remove the air cleaners and filters hoping to gain more horsepower, but it doesn't. He says they think what it is the air just comes right through the air intake, doesn't know where to go, bumbles around, and it actually loses velocity, when in fact the filters actually help focus the air and straighten it out. So removing it is not a good idea. So anyway guys, that's all for me. Hit the subscribe icon over here in the corner. Check out some of my other videos. I'm Stevie from the Masters. Thanks for watching.